Ever pondered how wars shape societies and the magnitude of their impact? Wars are like storms, leaving behind a trail of destruction that is often visible and immediate. The loss of life and property are the most apparent consequences, but the effects of war seep deeper into the very fabric of societies, transforming them in ways that are less conspicuous but equally profound. War, like a ruthless sculptor, shapes societies by chiseling away at their social, economic, and psychological aspects. It alters social structures, disrupts economies, and leaves deep psychological scars. The impacts are wide-ranging and complex, rippling through generations and across borders. Yet, these impacts are not always negative. Wars can also usher in changes that lead to the evolution of societies, sparking innovation and fostering resilience. The immediate aftermath of war is often visible and devastating, but what about the longer-term effects? As we delve into the weight of war, let's explore the less obvious but equally significant impacts. Wars, tragically, have been a part of human history since the dawn of civilization. What happens to the fabric of society in their wake? In the immediate aftermath of conflict, society grapples with the heart-wrenching loss of life. The pain of missing loved ones becomes a shared experience, a collective grief that pervades the air, but the impact extends beyond the emotional sphere. Displacement is another cruel consequence, as millions are often forced to abandon their homes, their communities, their very identities. This mass movement of people disrupts social structures, turning once thriving societies into fragmented fragments. As the dust of conflict settles, the long-term effects begin to manifest. Demographics shift dramatically as wars disproportionately affect certain age groups and genders. Social norms break down, giving rise to new ones that reflect the changed realities. New societal structures emerge from the ashes, often born of necessity rather than choice. Wars leave a lasting imprint on the social landscape, changing the very essence of societies. Money makes the world go round, they say, but what happens to economies when war strikes? It's a bit like an unexpected storm, wreaking havoc on a once serene landscape. The immediate impact of war is often brutal and blatant. Infrastructure crumbles under the force of conflict, with bridges, roads, and factories reduced to rubble. Jobs vanish into thin air, as industries are decimated and trade routes disrupted. Imagine a bustling city center, now a ghost town, its lifeblood drained by the ravages of war. But what about the aftermath? The long-term effects of war on an economy can be complex and varied. A country might face economic depression, with years of growth wiped out in an instant. Or, paradoxically, it could experience a boom, as new industries emerge from the ashes and the process of rebuilding sparks a surge in employment. While some economies may eventually recover or even prosper, the economic scars of war can linger for generations. What about the invisible wounds of war, the ones we carry inside us? Those are the echoes that reverberate long after the cannons fall silent. In the immediate aftermath, war leaves in its wake a trail of trauma, stress, and grief. It etches in the minds of the survivors, a haunting tableau of the horrors they've witnessed. But these psychological impacts don't stop at mere memories. They morph into long-term effects that persist for years, even generations. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, is one such manifestation. It's a relentless reminder of the violence experienced, a ghost that haunts the waking and sleeping hours of those affected. And then there's societal trauma, a collective psychological scar that can alter the very fabric of a community. It shifts cultural attitudes towards violence and conflict, often normalizing what was once unthinkable. The psychological aftermath of war can shape societies in profound and often overlooked ways. The echoes of war can be heard long after the final shots are fired. The distant rumble of conflict reverberates through time, shaping societies in ways that are profound and irreversible. It alters the social fabric, creating divisions, displacing populations, and leaving behind a legacy of loss and grief. Economically, war drains resources, disrupts markets, and hinders development, its effects often felt for generations. But perhaps the most profound impact is psychological. The trauma of war sears itself into the collective consciousness, shaping identities, influencing attitudes, and casting long shadows over the future. It is not just the soldiers on the front lines who bear these scars, but also the civilians who must endure, adapt, and rebuild in the aftermath. War leaves a legacy, a burden that societies bear long after peace treaties are signed. It is a testament to human resilience, but also a reminder of the high cost of conflict.